Morning, friends. It's Wonderful Wednesday. I'm excited. I'm excited for Wednesday. I must have beach on the mind. I don't know. I keep thinking about all these blankets. Every color I pick, I feel like they look like beach tones. They look like the ocean, right? Hey, Kimberly, good morning. Amanda, can you hear me all right over there on TikTok? I didn't have my volume up. Marcia, good morning. All right. So today, friends, we are making another virus blanket. And y'all picked the color yesterday. This is Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Gradient. I got this directly from Premier. And this is a teal color. I feel like the TikTok color is showing it a little better than over on YouTube. YouTube, it looks a little more bluish. On TikTok, it's more green. This is more of a greenish color yarn, but it is really, really, really pretty. Hey, Maria, good morning. Sarah, how are you? So, last week, I was working on Mama Wheeler's blanket, and this is the virus blanket. This is a pattern by Fiber Spider. There are links on the link tree. Now, the difference is I am making this in a rectangle size. Kimberly, Rosie, good morning. Thank you for the gifts this morning. Thank you, Maria. So I'm going to start from scratch. Now, this yarn I was using for Mama Wheeler, this is a little fuzzy yarn, but I have it here because I don't have these instructions written down. So I'm doing this video this morning as much for me as I am for you. Because at some point, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch how the heck I did this. So I'm using a size I9 hook this morning, and that's what the yarn calls for. Can you guys hear me on TikTok? Could you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay over there? And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Oh, good. You can hear me. Okay. Maha, good morning. Jody is here. Don't worry, Jody. I'm just getting started. You didn't miss anything. All right. So I'm going to start with a chain of 36. Now, if you're new to crochet, this starting loop that's here on my hook does not count. Okay. So I'm going to do some counting here. Hey, Hannah, good morning. Amy is here. Good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Uh-oh, get back on there. We got a fresh skein of yarn here. Now I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, so this is my starting chain. Now, when you look at a starting chain, one side of it looks flat and you have your two loops. The back side, if you turn it, it has what we call the back bump, and you can see it here. I'm going to be working into these back bumps, and I will show you why in just a second. So what I do is I chain one. So technically I do 27. This becomes a turning chain for me. Then I go into the second loop from my hook. Again, if you're looking at your work, this one on your hook does not count. So here's one into the second, and I do a single crochet. And I'm going to do a single crochet the entire way down. Now, if you feel comfortable doing a different type of, what is it called? If Shailene was here, she could help me with that. Um, it's like a different kind of starting chain. Um, I've never learned how to do that. So I just always do a chain and then come back and do a single crochet. Either way is totally fine. Oh yes, adventures. Sorry. I did 37 chains. 37 chains to start this out. This is, I swear, the hardest part of the whole blanket is working back into this starting chain, right? Foundation chain. Yes, foundation cord. Thank you, Hannah. If you feel more comfortable doing a foundation, cable, chain, cord, whatever you want to call it, by all means, y'all do that. The reason why I like to work into the back bump is if we look at this, the bottom side, you see how it has those two loops that are looking really nice and snazzy? And then if I turn it, of course, we have it the other way. And so that's why I like to work into the back loop. Now, you don't have to do that. If you would like to work into one of the other loops, that is totally fine as well. So the way that I came up with 36 or 37 is when you are wanting to make a rectangle size blanket, the size that you need to make for your starting chain is determined by subtracting the length of the blanket from the width. Okay, so I'm going to make a wheelchair size blanket. I want my blanket to be 35 by 45. So if I take 45, the length, and I subtract 35, the width, that gives me 10 inches. Now, when I'm doing this, I need this chain also to be divisible by 3. So I measure this out, and I've done this a number of times now, so I don't have to do all these measurements. But let's say you want to make a blanket that is a lap blanket, more like a 50 by 60 size. Again, you would take 60, subtract the 50, and that gives you 10. Is it too early for math this morning? Are y'all with me here? I know it's hard to do math this early in the morning. Let's say, for example, you wanted to do a 40 by 35. In that case, you would do 40 minus 35. You only have 5 inches. Okay, so 5 would be the length of your starting chain. Now, this starting chain that I'm doing, it's going to get a little curly. I like to think of it as a little caterpillar. That is totally fine. This will flatten out as we start working our subsequent rows. But you can kind of see it's getting a little kind of curly here in my lap, and that is kind of what happens. Okay, so one more stitch here. So again, if you missed it, I'm starting with 37, and then I worked a single crochet. That 37 becomes a little turning chain here, the one stitch. So 36 divided by 3 maths out correctly. Okay, so this is my starting chain. Now, if we do a little measurement on this dude, we can kind of see how close it is to the 10 inches that I'm shooting for. So again, this is going to kind of stretch out a wee bit, but there we have our 10 inches. Okay, so this should work for a 35 by 45. Wow, thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I didn't expect that to go off so fast. Y'all are rocking it out this morning. I appreciate that. Let me set something else up here for you as we're getting started on this blanket. You're just catching me at the very beginning, so this is a perfect time. Okay, so there is our little starting chain, our little caterpillar. Now what I'm going to do, if we look at our example here, you can see now this yarn is very fuzzy, but this part right here is what I just made. Now my mission is to come back, and I'm going to be adding these granny clusters. And we're going to do 3. We're going to skip 2, and then into the third, we're going to do 3 of the clusters. Skip 2, and then into the next, we're going to do the 3 again. So that is why you need your chain to be divisible by 3. Now, when you're here at the very end, we have to do 3 groupings. This becomes the corner of our rectangle. Okay, so we're going to do 3, chain 2, then another 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then another 3 double crochets. So that's what I'm ready to start right now. Okay, the way that I do this is I chain 3. This chain of 3 is going to count as my first double crochet. Then I need 2 more double crochets. So I go right into the end of this chain that I made, and I'm going to pop in 2 more double crochets. Okay, so there is our first little granny cluster of 3. Now we need to chain 2, And right back down into this space, we need another 3. This little grouping of 3 becomes the side of the blanket. Okay, so there's 3. So this cluster is going to work along this edge. This is our corner. This is the new flat edge. Now we need to chain 2. This new skein of yarn is, let me pull some out here, guys, so I have something to work with here. Okay, and then again, I need to go right back down into this same space, and we need 3 more double crochets. Isn't this easier to see with the non-fuzzy yarn? Okay, so there is our corner. Corner 1, corner 2. So this will be, now obviously this is really small, but as we start getting bigger, this will expand out. Hey, Lefty, good morning. I saw Maggie is here. Good morning, Maggie. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, into the third. We're going to do another granny cluster, and that is 3 double crochets. And I'm going to go right into the same stitch and under both loops, okay? And we do our 3. Now we're working along the side of our blanket here, okay? Again, skip 2 into the third. We need our 3 double crochets. Easy peasy, right? Uh, uh, BB, this pattern that I'm doing is the Virus Blanket by Fiber Spider. Now, Fiber Spider on YouTube, I put links to his tutorial on the link tree. If you're watching me this morning on YouTube, the links are in the description of the video. But I watched his tutorial. It's a 2-part series. I encourage you to watch both of those. Now, the difference that I'm showing this morning is Fiber Spider's blanket is square. And if y'all are like me, if I'm making something like a throw blanket for the couch, I would rather have a rectangle shaped blanket. So I have modified the pattern in my typical rebel form, and I'm turning this into a rectangle rather than a square shape. So it's just the very center that is modified. Everything else will be the same as what Fiber Spider does. And that's what we're working on this morning. So we're setting ourselves up for a rectangle shape. I started, if you missed it, I started with a string chain of 37. And then I worked into the second loop from my hook, single crochets the whole way down to get this little foundation chain here. Skip 2 into the third. Again, we need our 3 double crochets. So this blanket is worked in the round. And as I mentioned before, normally it is a square. So I'm just modifying this into a rectangle. That way, if you want to make a throw blanket that is like, I don't know, 50 by 60, I'm going to make a wheelchair size that's going to be 35 by 45. So this way, it allows it to be rectangle rather than square. And I'm just working these granny clusters the entire way down. I skip 2 and then into the third. I do my 3 double crochets for my little granny cluster. Becky, I am using Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Gradient. And I get this directly from Premier. I'll show you the skein here in just a second. I did put a link on the link tree if you're interested in ordering it. The colorway that I'm using this morning is called Teal Tones. So again, skip 2. I'm almost to the end here. And again, we need our 3 double crochets. So let me get these 3 in here and then I'll show you the skein. I have this blanket in my lap. I started this one in my lap for Mama Wheeler. Mama Wheeler's not going to be on with us this morning. She has a doctor's appointment this morning, just a routine thing. But this is the yarn I'm using. Premier Everyday Gradient. This is a 4 medium weight yarn. I'm using a size I9 hook. Machine wash, warm, tumble dry. This yarn is incredibly soft. I love how Premier puts their little pull tabs to make our lives easier. Really, really beautiful yarn. I feel like they have done just a fabulous job with these color changes. It's really a pretty yarn. Twins, I did a starting chain of 37. Okay, so this starting chain right here, I did 37. Then I worked into the second loop from my hook and I did a single crochet. Okay, so here we are to the end again. Skip 2 into this very end stitch. We're going to repeat what we did on the other side. And we need 3 double crochets. Now we need a corner. So we're going to chain 2. This kind of got a little, pull this around. Sometimes you have to kind of wiggle this around. It's fine. Now right into this same space, we need 3 double crochets. This is going to be the very edge of our blanket. Okay, so this is the side. Here's the edge. And now we need to chain 2. And now again into this very end here, we need 3 double crochets. I kind of don't like how big this hole got. Do you see how big that hole is? I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to frog that out. And I'm going to reposition these stitches and try to get a little further into this stitch so that it doesn't bow out like that. Let's see if we can redo this. It's just aesthetically, it doesn't look quite as nice as I would like it to be. So again, here we go, 3. This will look nicer now, I think. 2 and 3. This yarn, BB, it comes from Premier. And there is a link on the link tree. If you click up here on TikTok, there's a little picture of a dog. A bar will fly up the bottom, and that will take you to my bio. And once you're on my bio, you look for what is called the link tree. It starts with HTTPS link tree. There are links to the pattern that I'm using today, along with, see how much nicer that looks? Along with the yarn. Okay, if you want to buy the yarn, they have lots of different colors. It's really pretty. Guys, I will mention today, I may miss some of the comments. Okay, I am going to be talking a lot about stitches as we get this blanket started. Please, if I miss your comment, do not take it personally. I'm not trying to ignore you. The mods will certainly try to answer your questions along with our OGs that are here every day. But the blanket that I'm making this morning is the Virus blanket by Fiber Spider, and we're just getting started. I'm making a rectangle shape, okay? So here is the end. Okay, this will be one side of the blanket. All right, we have our 3, chain 2, 3, chain 2, 3. I just did the same thing here. See how much nicer that center looks? Much better. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to place 3 double crochet clusters opposite of these ones that we already did. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Golf, yes, my version will be on YouTube. I'm live this morning on TikTok and on YouTube. So once we're done with today, you'll be able to watch this and rewind it. You can find me on YouTube. My handle is Wheeler 8 Acres, and you have to go under the live tab, the live tab. So as you look at my profile, you'll see videos, shorts. Then there's another whole bucket that has lives, and that's where you rewatch the videos. So again, skip 2 singles. You can see this is lining up here. We need 3 double crochets. Okay. Again, we're going to skip 2 into the third, 3 double crochets. Let me move this yarn over. It's just not pulling out very well for me this morning. Let me see if I can reposition this. Get this. Whenever you start a new skein, it's always a little snug in there. Okay, skip 2 into the third, 3 double crochets. Okay, again, skip 2 into the third. Here's our 3. Skip 2 into the third, 3 double crochets. Almost there. almost to the end. We just keep working this along. Hey, Leah, good morning. Karina, good morning. Karina said the other day I was watching a couple of your old lives working on Easter eggs. Nice, nice. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you know, these videos that I do, I'm going to be 50 this year. I don't know if you guys are finding this. I swear sometimes I can't remember what I did an hour ago, let alone a week ago, let alone a month ago. I'm going to gift this blanket here that I have to Mama Wheeler, and then I'll be sitting here on my couch scratching my head going, how did I do that? So that's why it's handy to, even for me, to have the videos to go back and reference. So here we are to the very beginning. I'm going to join with a slip stitch to my very first stitch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work slip stitch all the way here to the corner. And let me go down in one more chain of this. I don't like how that looks. Let's see if I can get this on here. I hate these starting chains. Sometimes they're really hard to get my hook in. Let's see if this looks any better. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, so slip stitch, just pull through a loop and then pull this one under this one. We want this to be very flat. My grandma always taught me to work in the corner. That way you could hide your tails a little better. So that's just kind of ingrained in me. So I do the slip stitch over to the corner, and now we're ready to start our next round. So if you're just hopping on and you missed it, as I mentioned, you're going to be able to go back and rewatch this over on YouTube. This morning, I am using a size I9 hook, and the yarn that I'm using is the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Gradient. You can find, there's a link in the link tree, and if you want on YouTube, that's linked in the video as well. So if we look at what I did here, now this yarn was lots fuzzier, but you can see here is where I just did my little slip stitches. So you can see here in the corner, I did 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Then I skipped to the middle of this little cluster and I did 2 double crochets. Then here we are back to the corner. Then in between each one of these clusters, I did a V stitch. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So that's what we're going to do now as we work on the next round. Golf, I don't know how many skeins I'm going to end up using. Of this Premier, I have 6 of them on hand. I think I'm only going to make a wheelchair size, which is 35 by 45. I suspect it'll take about maybe 4 skeins. But obviously, the larger you go with this, the more yarn you're going to need. So I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. The way that I do that is I pull my loop up, hold my thumb here, twist my yarn back around, go into the space, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first one, then I twist around, and then yarn over and pull through 2. There is my standing double crochet. Now we need another one here. Again, in the corner, I only did 2. Chain 2, and now right into that corner again, we need 2 double crochets. So here is our cluster along the one side. Find the middle stitch and I'm going to place 2 double crochets. Now on this edge here, I did not put an extra chain here in between because this side is very short. And when I tried it with the chain there, like a V-stitch, it was too large. It just wasn't looking good. So no chain in between. Move to the corner. Again, we need our 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then right into that corner again, 2 double crochets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over our little granny cluster here, skip these 3, and working right into this space, not on top here, but into the space, I need a double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, and right into that space again, another double crochet. So that is a V stitch. Okay. Skip the cluster again into the space, another V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, and now another double crochet. I'm going to repeat that all the way along. So double crochet, chain one, and then double crochet. Now I'm not doing any chains after I finish that V. Right into the next space, start my double crochet, chain one, and another double crochet. Golf said, what stitch was that corner with the twist? That is how I do my standing double crochets. You'll get to see more of those as we work our way along. And everybody's been bugging me to do a video of how I do those. But basically, I like it because it works. It's this stitch right here. It looks very similar to a double crochet, but I don't do a chain of three, so it just looks a little different. Hey Shauna, good morning. What am I looking for on it so I can go look again? Karina, what are you looking for, hun? Are you looking for the link tree? I'm sorry, I may have missed part of your question. um This morning, guys, I'm going to be talking a lot about stitches, so I apologize ahead of time if I miss your comment. Now, please know, after the live is over, I go back and I reread all of the comments. If I feel like I missed something, I will message you direct and let you know the answer, okay? I really try very hard to answer the questions, but there's going to be a lot of stitch talk this morning. My YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres, and there's a link on the link tree for it. If you're on TikTok, you can click up here and then a bar will fly up. Click on the profile again, and it's like the second thing down in my link tree is my YouTube, and it's under the social part of uh, my profile as well. But yeah, if you guys are not following me on YouTube, the cool thing that happens, because I'm live on both platforms, after we're done with the live on TikTok, it kind of goes away, you know. With YouTube, you can go back and rewatch those videos. Can you show us the beginning of this line again? Yes. So right here, this is where I ended. I came up here and I did a slip stitch, so I was in the corner. Then I did 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Then I moved to the middle of this granny cluster and I put 2 double crochets. Now on this side, you don't put a chain, excuse me, a chain here. That will make it too wide. You want this to be kind of narrow. And then again in the corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And now I'm working along the side. I am doing a V stitch in between each one. Okay. So now here I am to the corner again, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in the corner. Uh-oh, we got some yarn barf this morning happening. Brand new skein of yarn here. So there is double crochet number 2, and then we need to chain 2. And again, right into that corner space, we need 2 double crochets. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Um, Sorry, I'm late to the party. What is this party day? Today I am working on the Virus Blanket by Fiber Spider, but I'm doing a rectangle version. So there is the corner. Now here is our cluster that's on the edge, okay? So right into the very center stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. Now remember, on the edge, don't do a chain. Those are going to be kind of close together. And then I move to the corner again, and we need 2 double crochets. Kelly, you'll be able to go back and rewatch this over on my YouTube. I think you already are subscribed over there. But I am live on both this morning as the usual. So there's our corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Now I'm going to start working along this edge again. And I'm going to skip here to the first space, excuse me, first space in between. I'm not going to work on these top stitches. I'm going to go right in between and I'm going to do a V stitch. A V stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet right back into that space. Then I'm going to reach all the way over here, skip these 3, and then do a double crochet again, chain 1, and another double crochet. So work your V stitches along the edge here right into this space. Very, very easy. Double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet. That's your little V stitch there. We're going to be working back into those stitches on the next round as we move along. This morning, I am making the one bad stitch. I'm making the virus blanket by Fiber Spider, and there are links to his tutorial on the link tree. Now, the virus blanket, many of you are familiar with it. The virus blanket was very, very popular. I don't know what, 6 years ago. It's been a while. And I was watching Maggie on her live. A lot of you know Maggie. Somebody pin Maggie there. If you are not following Maggie, I highly encourage you to give her a follow over here on TikTok. She is a fabulous crocheter. And anyhow, I was watching Maggie a couple weeks ago, and she was working on a virus blanket, and she put forth a goal. She said, "Let's bring back the virus blanket for 2025." And I said, "All right, Maggie, I can get behind that. I can support that." And so, anyhow, Maggie, the one that she's working on, is a square blanket. And I like to make wheelchair size blankets. That is my pet project this morning or this year for kind of my personal goal. And I'm making lots of wheelchair blankets for donation. And so instead of doing a square virus blanket, I had to modify it and make it into a rectangle. So this is going to be a rectangle virus blanket. And I'm on to the last stitch here. So our last space, we do our little V-stitch. Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to my very first stitch. And again, I'm going to slip stitch my way into the corner. My grandma always taught me to work from the corner. I know other people have different opinions. That's totally fine. That is just kind of the way that I was raised up to do it. Okay, so here we are in the corner. Let me pull this out a little bit. So there is our rectangle starting to take shape. Can you see it? Isn't it pretty? So I'm going to have to go back and reference our little pattern here. If you're just coming on, the yarn that I'm using is the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Gradient. I get this directly from Premier. There are links in the link tree. This is the Colorway Teal Tones. This is a 4 medium weight, 100% anti-pilling acrylic. This is a beautiful yarn if you're making a wearable too. Like if you want to make a hexie cardi or something, this yarn is fabulous for something like that. And I am using an I9 hook, machine wash, warm, and tumble dry. Okay, so let's go back to our pattern here for reference. So we just finished this round here. See the little V-stitch? This is a fuzzier yarn. It's a little harder to see. Here's our corner. Okay, so looking ahead to our next row, in the corner here, we have 2 double crochets, again, chain 2 double crochets. Then along the side here, actually, I think I may have done, well, I'll just do regular. Along the side here, we're going to do V-stitches. So again, working into the space, I need 2 V-stitches. And then it becomes a little different as we are working along the side. Okay, so let's start, look in the middle here. So here was a V-stitch. Do you see this V-stitch here? There is 1 double crochet in the V-stitch. Then in between the V-stitches, I did 2 double crochets and I alternated. So I did 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. What we're doing is we're trying to get enough stitches so that way when we come back and start doing our shells, the little bridges, we're setting that up. Okay. So again, what did I say in the corner? I need 2 double crochets. This is how I do my standing double crochet for those that are asking. Okay. I pull it up my loop. You can see there's my little loop. I pull it up to about the size that I estimate a double crochet to be. I kind of hold my thumb here and I put a little twist in my yarn. Okay. So I bring my hook towards me and then away from me. And you can see how it gets a little twisty there. Then I go into the space and pull up a loop. So now I have 2 loops. Now, normally you would yarn over and pull through both those. For my stitch, I don't do that. I yarn over, I pull through the first one. So now there's 2. Then what I do is I pull this behind and twist it around. So I still have 2 stitches. Then I yarn over and pull through both of those. So that is my standing double crochet. Then I need another double crochet, chain 2. This kind of will straighten back out once you put your little slip stitch. See how it straightened this one out? And then 2 into the corner. Okay, so 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Now I'm going to move again to the space on the side. I need a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, move to the next space here, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, now here in the corner, I need 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Oops. Get back on there. Okay, so now we are ready to start working along our long edge. Now our long edge, we worked the last row. This is our little V-stitch. So we're going to be working a single crochet into the V-stitch, and then in between we need an individual, let's say an individual, double crochet. Okay, so into the V-stitch, double crochet. Now in between these V-stitches, right into the space, I need 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to move again to the V-stitch and we need a double crochet. Back into the space, we need 2 double crochets. And this is the way you have to do it in order for the math to come out correctly to be able to start adding our little bridges of the fiber spider pattern, okay? So again, this is the V-stitch, in the V-stitch, double crochet. Right in between, into the space, we do 2. Here's our V-stitch, double crochet. See how that's shaping up? Okay, now here we are in between again. We need 2 double crochets. Into the V-stitch, double crochet. In between, 2 double crochets. See, this is why I said I need the video for myself. Hey, Queen 530, good morning. Sorry, I see a lot of you all popping on there. Guys, today I'm talking a lot about stitches, so I apologize ahead of time if I miss your comment. I'm not trying to overlook you. You know I love each and every one of you, and I enjoy having you here. It is a little challenging on days where I'm talking a lot about stitches to respond to each of the comments, but I do see you all popping up on there. Welcome to all of the new followers. Welcome, new friends. If you are not familiar with me, my name is April, and I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time, and I stay on until 9:30, at which time I pop off, and I do have a full-time job, and so I kind of go off and get ready for work. So again, coming up on the edge here, okay, into the V-stitch here, we need a single crochet. And did I mess this up over here? What did I do? Oh no, I did it right. So now in between here, we need 2 double crochets. And then in between these here, we need 1. Okay, and now we're to the corner. We're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay, so there is our little corner. Now we're going to skip these 2 stitches when you're on your short sides, and into the space here, we're going to do a V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then we're going to move to the next space here and do another V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now here we are back to the corner. We need 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And now we're ready to start working along the side again. So into the first 2 stitches here, I'm not working on top. I'm going to go right smack in between and do a double crochet. Now in the space, we need 2. So 2 double crochets here. Now here we are back to a V-stitch. So right into the V-stitch, we need a single crochet. And it back into the space, we need 2 double crochets. Into the V-stitch, 1. And we're just going to keep repeating that the whole way around. And the next round that we have, we're going to be starting where the fiber spider pattern takes over, and that is rows 4 through 7. The fiber spider pattern is linked on my link tree, guys. So I highly encourage you to go check that out. He has a wonderful, wonderful tutorial. It is a 2-part series. So the only part of this blanket that I am changing is I am turning his square into a rectangle. That's why we're going through this whole little exercise here this morning. So again, as I'm working along into the space, but this is the V-stitch here. Do you see the V-stitch? Those get a single. In between, we do 2 double crochets. So 2 double crochets. Now we need 1 double crochet. I keep saying single. I need to say individual. Now here we are in between the 2. So now we need 2 double crochets. Here's our V-stitch. We need 1 double crochet. Back into the space with 2. Into the V-stitch with 1 double crochet. In between 2. And into the V-stitch 1. In between 2. And back to 1. Almost there. Here is another space. We need 2 here. And now in between these 2 stitches in the corner, we need 1. Okay, and that gets us back to our corner. I'm going to join with a slip stitch. And again, I'm going to work my way over into the corner. Okay, so there is our center rectangle now. Sorry guys, I have missed a lot of the comments. Hopefully you're getting your answers. Mods, if there's specific questions that people aren't getting the answer, please pin, and I will do my best to try to read these comments and answer everything. Guys, I am live this morning both on TikTok and on YouTube. You can go back and rewatch this entire video from the beginning on my YouTube once everything is published. So by even as early as this afternoon, you can see the video. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start working the virus blanket pattern. Okay. And for those that are familiar with the virus blanket, you can easily identify these beautiful bridges, shells. I think they look like peacock tails myself. I refer to them a lot as that. We're going to start setting ourselves up to be able to do these. Okay. So again, the only difference between what virus or what fiber spider does and what I do is his is square. Okay, so he starts with a square and then works his way out from that. What I am doing is I am working a rectangle shape. So if we look at this, it's hard to get it all on screen. Here we have our corner. Okay, and then along the side we have 3 of the little peacock tails. And this is created by doing a series of bridges. So if you're familiar with the virus blanket, this is where I start repeating rows 4 through 7. The only difference is instead of a square, I'm going to do a rectangle. And I have to kind of figure out what it is I did here. Okay. So in the corner here, and I'm going to repeat this. This is more for my brain too. But in the corner, what you do is we're going to start with some like what I like to call foundation chains. We're going to chain 5, and then we're going to do a single crochet into the corner. Then we're going to chain another 5, and I tack that down with a single crochet in that little V stitch. Okay. Then it looks like we're going to skip a bar. And then this is where we're going to do our bridges of 3. So chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3. And I've only made this a couple times, guys, so bear with me here as I try to remember what the heck I did. I've got to have this. Let me move this yarn. Let me get set up here. I got to be able to see these stitches. Goodness gracious, what have I done here? I'm all tangled up. Okay. I got to be able to see this a little bit. Oh, I pulled out all my stitches. Hang on. My lap's not big enough, y'all. Got to be able to laugh at yourself. I pulled out one of my stitches here and I pulled out all my little slip stitches. So let me regroup here. Okay, so here I am in the corner. And you know what? I realized I don't want to start in the corner. Where I want to start is right here in between these stitches here. And I'm going to do a chain of 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is our first big bridge. So here's a stitch, here's a stitch. We need that there. Then I'm going to go into the corner and single crochet. This will be part of our owl eye, and you guys will hear me talk about that a little bit more. Now we need to chain 5. 1, did I do 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, 5. Okay, now we need to tack this down with a single crochet in between these V stitches. Okay, so this is going to be the corner of our blanket, and this will end up looking like kind of like owl eyes. Now we need to chain 3. As we're working along with rows 4 through 7, we have to do a series of 5 chains and then 3 chains. So if I look at the corner here, let me see what I did. So here you can see in between tacked. Then I tacked it in the V-stitch, tacked it in the V-stitch, and then tacked it in between. So chain 3, single crochet into the V-stitch, chain 3, single crochet into the V-stitch, chain 3, again single crochet in between the corner stitches. So there are our 3 small bridges. Now here we are to a corner again. Corner, we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, and 5. Now into the corner, we need a single crochet. This is half the corner. Now we need to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now normally you would tack it into the space here. We're not going to do that. We're going to go around the corner and we're going to tack it in between these 2 stitches. Okay, so there is our little corner. It's tacked here and here. Okay, now we're ready to work along the side here. And along the side, here you can see I tacked it here. Then I skipped 1, 2, and then in between I did another single crochet. So this is a small bridge. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2, right in between, single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Did I skip 2? Skip 2, skip 2. Yep, skip 2. Skip 2 into the space, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2 into this space here, single crochet. So there are our 3 baby bridges. Now we need a big bridge. For the big bridges, we do a chain of 5. So the big bridges, these are the little bridges right here. Do you see this? 1, 2, 3. This is the big bridge that I'm talking about. Okay, so the big bridges, we need 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And when I did that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I skipped 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right in between, single crochet, you're going to tack that down. So there's our big bridge. Now we're ready for another small bridge. A small bridge is a chain of 3, skip 2, single crochet, Here's small bridge number 2. We need a chain of 3, skip 2 right into that space, single crochet. Small bridge number 3, skip 2 right into the space, single crochet. Now we're ready for a big bridge again. A big bridge, we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we need to skip, what did I say? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right in between, single crochet, tack down our big bridge. So there's where a peacock tail is going to be, and there's where a peacock tail is going to be. Now we need to do our small bridges again. We need 3. 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet into that space, chain 3, another small bridge, skip 2, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet. So there are our 3 small bridges. Now we need another big bridge. Big bridge is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And guys, when I'm saying skip 6, I'm not counting these stitches up on top. I'm counting post because I'm working in between the post. Single crochet. And now again, we need our 3 little bridges. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, that's number 3, skip 2, single crochet. Now we're back here to the corner. And now we're going to chain 5 because in the corner we need our 2 big owl eyes. So here's what I'm talking about, okay? So we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to single crochet right into the corner space. There's half of our corner. Now we need another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, skip 1 post and right in between, tack down that with a single crochet. So there is our little corner. Now here we are on the short edge again, and we need 3 single crochet for our first little bridge. Here's number 2. Again, right into that V-stitch, single crochet, chain 3. This is number 2. Right into that V-stitch, single crochet, chain 3, and then skip 2 right into this, in between these, single crochet. Voila, here we are back to a corner. Now in the corner, we need to do, again, a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to single crochet right into that corner, tack down. That's a big bridge. And then chain 5. Now again, I'm going to skip a stitch and right in between, single crochet. Okay, so sorry y'all, I've missed a lot of the comments. I realize that. What we're doing right now, if I could just rewind just a little bit, we are setting ourselves up with these little chains I'm making to be able to start the virus pattern. Okay, so the pattern that I'm working on today is by Fiber Spider, and there are links on the link tree. And the modification that I have made to this pattern, the virus blanket is worked in a square, and I am making a wheelchair size that is rectangle. And so basically, I've modified this pattern. We started this morning at the very beginning, and we started making this chain structure here. So if you missed the first part of this video, you're going to have to go over to my YouTube and rewatch the video of how we made this, okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm coming back and I'm setting up these chains so that we can start the virus pattern, okay? So this right here is the virus pattern that you all are probably familiar with, where you make these little To me, they look like peacock tails, but they're really pretty. They've got these big open spaces in them, highly textured. Here's the corner. The corner, as you look at it, it kind of looks like owl eyes. If you turn it sideways, see how you've got your little eyes here and then a little beak. So the corners, you have two groups. Now, I refer to this as big bridges and little bridges. Okay. So as we look at this and we're setting this up, I'm working on three little bridges. Do you see this right here? One, two, three. Those are little bridges. The big bridge that you hear me talking about is where we're going to be working these 10 double crochets that creates these little peacock tails. So that is what you'll hear me call a big bridge. Okay. So little bridge, big bridge. That is what we're setting up. Um, for those that don't know, my handle on YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres. You can go back and rewatch any of the lives that you see on TikTok over on my YouTube. I am live on both platforms this morning. Okay, so we have one more side here as we're setting up our little chains. So the way that we do this is after the corner you have two big bridges, two chains of 5. Now we need 3 little bridges. Little bridges, we're going to chain 3, skip 2, single crochet right in between those 2 stitches. Okay, so when I say skip 2, I'm talking about post. I'm not talking about up here on top. To me, as I'm doing these, it's easier to focus on the post that I'm skipping. Chain 3, again, skip 2 post, skip 2, right into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 post, and then again single crochet right into that space. So those are our 3 little bridges. Now we're ready for a big bridge. A big bridge, we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to skip 6 of these posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go right in between and I'm going to do a single crochet. We're going to tack that down. Okay. So this is going to be the big peacock tail as we work along on the next round. So after you've done your big bridge, now we need 3 little bridges. Little bridges are a chain of 3. There's 3. Skip 2 post, 1, 2, right into the space, single crochet. Again, chain 3, skip 2 post, and right in between, single crochet. Chain 3. This is little bridge number 2, or little bridge number 3. Skip 2, right into the space, single crochet. Now we're ready again for a big bridge. A big bridge, you chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now again, we need to skip 6 posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right in between the post, single crochet. There's our big bridge. Can you envision where those little peacock tails are going to be? Now we need 3 little bridges. Chain 3. Skip 2 posts. 1, 2. Right into the space, single crochet. Little bridge number 2, we chain 3. Again, skip 2 stitches, right in between, single crochet. Chain 3, this is little bridge number 3. Skip 2 posts, and then right in between, single crochet. Now we need a big bridge. Whenever you do your 3 little bridges, here they are, 1, 2, 3. Now we need a big bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to skip 6 posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right in between, single crochet. So again, there's another one of our little peacock tails we're going to make. Chain 3, little bridge. Skip 2 posts. 1, 2. Into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, little bridge. Skip 2. And right into the space, single crochet. This is where we started. This is our corner. We have one last little bridge to do here. Chain 3, And now we're going to go right into this corner again with a slip stitch, and we are all the way around. Okay, so we've basically turned this into a rectangle, and now we have created all of our little foundation chains that we can start the virus blanket. So if you are familiar with the virus blanket, as I know a lot of you are, this chain that I just made on the fiber spider blanket, this is round 4. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat what fiber spider does: 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to keep repeating those. So this is round 4. Okay, so even though I have more here, ignore that. That was just to get us started. Now I'm just repeating everything that Fiber Spider does. Okay. April, thank you so much. I think Amy said she has to go. Have a great day, Amy. Vicky is here. Good morning. Guys, good morning, everybody. I'm doing a lot of stitch talk today. And you know, when I do a lot of stitch talk and I miss a lot of the comments, but I see y'all popping up here. So, anyhow, don't forget, you can go back. You'll be able to watch the replay of this on YouTube. Wheeler 8 Acres. If you're not following me over there, be sure and go over there and subscribe. So now we are ready to start Fiber Spiders round 5. And this is where we start to get these beautiful shapes that start coming into play. So we're going to talk a lot about these bridges, but if we look here, if I kind of stretch this out, this here is what we called the big bridge. Then we had 3 little bridges. Can you see the 3 little bridges? 1, 2, 3. Then here's a big bridge. In the big bridges, we're going to be doing 10 double crochets. Then I think of this as kind of like a bowling ball. You know, when you look at the bowling alley and you have your pins and they're kind of lined up like this, you've got, they're, well, upside down. It's like not a heart, but you know what I mean. And visualize it the other direction. So you have 3 of the little bridges. Then we have 2 of the little bridges, and then we get down to 1. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to be going for here as we work along. So in this very first corner space, I'm going to slip stitch and get myself into that corner. Okay, so here I am in the corner. Now what we need to do is we need a total of 10 double crochets. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. I pull my yarn up about the size of a double crochet. I give my yarn a twist. Okay, so I put a little twist in them. Then I go into the space and grab up a loop. Then I yarn over and I pull through the first one. Okay. Now I'm back to 2. And normally you would pull this under that. I don't do that. What I do is I pull it behind and I give it another little twist. So we have 2 loops on our hook. Then I yarn over and pull through 2. Now, if you don't want to do a standing double crochet, you could do a chain of 3 here. That is totally fine. So that's double crochet number 1. We need a total of 10 of these. So I need 9 more here. So let's pop in some more double crochets. Now, guys, I think this blanket is like a intermediate blanket. Okay, so if you're a very new beginner to crochet, this blanket might be a little out of your depth. But that's all right because eventually we all get there. And so I would encourage you still go over to YouTube, bookmark this video. You might want to come back to it at some point as your skills become a little more advanced. Let's count these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there is the first half of our corner. This is what is going to be a little owl eye. Okay. Now into this next this is a big bridge here, a chain of 5. We need again 10 double crochets. So in the corner, you immediately go into the next big bridge and you do 10 double crochets. And this pattern does have a lot of counting, but once you kind of get the feel for it, it will kind of come a little easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. There is 10 double crochets. So this is our corner. If we turn it, this is where you start to see your owl eyes. Do you see the little eyes? And here's a little nose. Okay. So now we are to our little bridges. Okay, so you can see we had 3 little bridges here. And what we're going to do, you can see this little, what I like to call peacock tails, kind of floating out here in the air. So what you have to do is you have to bring this down to reality. You go into the first bridge and you do a single crochet. You're going to tack down that little peacock tail so he's not flying up there in the air. Then we need to chain 3, little bridge, go into the little bridge and single crochet. Now we need another little bridge, chain 3, go into the little bridge here, and again, single crochet. So there you can see 3 little bridges, and we have reduced it down to 2 little bridges. And now here we are to the corner. And you remember in the corners, we need 10 double crochets. So right into this big bridge, we need 10 double crochets. This pattern, guys, is called the virus blanket. It was very popular a number of years ago, and a lot of us are working on it right now to kind of bring it back. I was encouraged by Maggie to do that. I just love Maggie, as many of you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are our 10 double crochets. Now, again, we're in the corner here, right? And so in this corner, this is another big bridge. We need immediately 10 double crochets. So put 10 right next door into this little owl eye. And then we're going to be ready to start working along the side. So the only difference between what Fiber Spider's pattern is and what I have created this morning is I am making a rectangle shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Here is number 10. Okay, so there is our little corner. Now, keep in mind, we're kind of flying up here in the air again. We have to bring this down to reality. So right here into the first chain, we single crochet, tack down that little peacock tail. Now here we have 2 more little chains, little bridges. So we need a chain of 3, another little bridge, right into that space, single crochet, chain 3, little bridge, right into the space, chain or single crochet. So again, here are 3 little bridges, 1, 2, 3. Now we're down to 2. And just like that, here we are to a big bridge. What happens in a big bridge? We need 10 double crochets. And we're going to work this along the side here. So this is where the big bridges really start to like turn into what I call peacock fan tails, you know? That's what they look like to me. I visualize this like little animal shapes sometimes. That's kind of how my brain works. I know I'm a little different, but that's all right. I love myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, 10. Okay, again, here we are flying up in the air, right into that space, into the first bridge, single crochet. You got to bring that down. Okay, now here we have our other 2 little bridges. Chain 3, we need another one, right into that space, single crochet. Little bridge, chain 3, right into that space again, single crochet. So there we've gone 1, 2, 3. Now we're down to 2. And here we are back to a big bridge. And right into the big bridge, you remember we need 10 double crochets. So lots of counting on this pattern. But really, after you get kind of how this flows, it's not that complicated. I don't consider myself an expert crocheter at all. I think of myself like an intermediate crocheter. One, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here we are. We're flying up in the air here. Again, got to bring this down. Single crochet. So there are our little peacock tails forming. Do you see them? And here's our corner. Pretty cool, right? You can start to visualize how this is coming together. Bear with me here, guys. I gotta get a little drink of my coffee. I've been doing a lot of talking here this morning. What do y'all think? Do you like this pattern? It's kind of different, right? Thank you guys all so much for the gifts this morning. I just reset the gift goal. Sorry about that. I lost track of paying attention. And thank you all so much for all of the hearts that are flying up the screen. 18,000 over here on TikTok. Thank you so much, everybody, for the screen taps. And on YouTube, thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Okay, so here we have our two little bridges. Chain 3, right into that little bridge, single crochet. Again, chain 3, right into the space here, single crochet. So there we have 3 little bridges. Now we're down to 2. Here we are back to a big bridge. In the big bridge, you got it, 10 double crochets. And this really starts to work up quickly once you get into these little peacock tails, I think. Um, I really, really enjoy this pattern. So this is my third one of these to start in the rectangle shape. Prior to 2 weeks ago, I had never done this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our 10 double crochets. Now here we are. This is our corner here. You can start to see how we're coming around. Those are big bridges that are going to be the allies, right? But here are our little bridges. This guy's flying up in the air here. Tack him down, single crochet into that first chain. Now we need a chain of 3, little bridge, right into the other little bridge, single crochet. Chain 3, and right into here, again, we need single crochet. Dana says, I really like the virus blanket, but for some reason it gives me anxiety. I've done too. Try to think about it in like animals. That's how I think about it. A little owl eyes, little peacock. There's something about like that kind of relaxes me actually. But I'm kind of an odd duck myself, so I get it. So here we are. This is our big bridge in the corner. So first big bridge, we need 10 double crochets. And maybe it's like that, Dana, because of all the counting. I bet that's probably uh, what makes it kind of anxious, making sure you have all of your counts. But if you miss a stitch here and there, you can kind of fudge it. It's not going to be very obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Here is number 10. Now, if you get kind of off on your counts, my guess is this is where it's going to happen. And the reason why is because in the corners you have 2 big bridges, whereas along the side, uh, you have just notification that says, "Why was I just blocked from the live?" We don't usually block people here. I don't think you're blocked. So anyhow, into the next chain of 5 here. This is a big bridge. We need 10 double crochets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so this is the corner space. So after you do your 10 here, you immediately move to the next one and you do 10 there. And this kind of is what trips people up sometimes, is this corner. Okay, so 10 and 10. Now again, here we are flying up here in the air. Bring this down, single crochet into that first chain. Chain 3, little bridge, move to the middle here, single crochet, chain 3, and then move to the last space here, single crochet. So again, on the edges, here's our 3 little bridges, 1, 2, 3, and now we've gone down to 2. And here we are to another corner. Again, in the corner, we need 10 double crochets. This is, again, where you might get a little tripped up in your counts. If you find that you start working along and something feels off, go back and revisit your corners. Make sure your counts are accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, I don't do any chains or anything because this is the corner. We immediately move to the next big bridge and we put 10 double crochets. This yarn that I'm using is called Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Gradient Yarn, and this is in the colorway Teal tones. There are links on the link tree if you would like to order this yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. I buy it directly from Premier, but we are working on the virus blanket today. This is what the yarn looks like. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera there. Send you guys all bouncing. So this is what the yarn looks like. And Premier is a really nice company. I love how they put their little pull tabs. I like the fact that this is an anti-pilling yarn. So this is a really nice yarn for wearables as well. So basically the way that I work this pattern is I'm starting from the lighter color and I'm working my way out to the dark. When I get done with the dark, then what I'm going to do is get the next skein and I'll work from the dark to the light and keep alternating that way. These skeins have 360 yards. And this is a medium 4-weight acrylic, 100% acrylic. I am using a size I9 hook this morning. And this is machine wash, warm, and tumble dry. It's a really beautiful yarn. They also have purple tones, pink tones, green tones, sky tones, which is like a light blue, yellow tones, and I think there's like a brownish one, and also a gray one too. So there are a number of different colorways as well. So the pattern that I'm working on today, if you're just coming on, this is the virus blanket by Fiber Spider. Now, the only difference is I have turned this into a rectangle. And if you missed the first part of this live this morning, we started this from scratch today. You can go back and rewatch how we worked this over on my YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. We're live this morning, both on TikTok and on YouTube. So here we are flying up in the air. Bring this down into the first space, single crochet, chain 3, into the next space here, single crochet, another little bridge, chain 3, and right into this space, single crochet. So these are our little bridges. We had 3 of the row below. Now we're down to 2. Along the side here, this is a big bridge. Again, into the big bridge, we need 10 double crochets. For Mama Wheeler's blanket, I'm going to try to make it like a 50 by 60 size. I've only used one full skein. I'm on my second skein of yarn. Mama Wheeler's blanket that everybody's talking about is this one that's in my lap. Okay, this one is farther along. We are using this as an example of what we're making today. So you can see I've got a lot more of the little peacock tails piled up here, but I have still a long ways to go. I think I have like 8 skeins of this yarn for Mama Wheeler's. Now her yarn is a different yarn. It's a fuzzier yarn, but it is very similar in color. And the yarn that I'm using for hers is this one, the Karen Colorama Halo Perfect Phasing. And this is the colorway Harbor Frost. This is a 5 bulky weight. I'm using a little bigger hook on this one. So anyhow, this is just kind of here as an example. I worked on, Mama Wheeler is my mom, guys. This blanket in my lap, she's not on the live this morning, but I'm trying to get this finished and then be able to send it to her for Mother's Day. And so I think it'll be really pretty. I've had this yarn for her for a while, and I worked on this on the live last week, and a lot of people were like, wow, how did you do that? So that's why we're making a new one today from scratch, is for all those that inquired how I started the rectangle. I wasn't sure how many people would be interested in this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is the blanket by Fiber Spider. I have modified it to a rectangle shape instead of the square shape. So here we are. We've got our 10 double crochets. Into the first chain here, we need a single crochet. We have to bring this little peacock tail down, tack him down. and then we need a little bridge. Chain 3 into the space, single crochet, chain 3 into the next little bridge here, again, single crochet. So we had 3 of the row below, now we're down to 2. And here we are along the side again, we need 10 double crochets. Sunshine, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm not a professional crocheter. If you are new to my channel, my name is April. I'm a hobby crocheter. And I just come on live in the mornings. I'm on live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. I live in Northeast Alabama. I do have a full-time job. I work remote in Arizona, so I have plenty of time in the morning before I have to go to work. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. And so I just come on and talk about crochet and kind of share some of the patterns that I'm working on and just chat with my friends. Um, does your mom have a TikTok or YouTube account? How do you spell mama? I'm not sure. My mom does have both. She's not here today. Normally, she's on the live. She had a doctor's appointment this morning. She might be here tomorrow. I'm not sure what her schedule is. I'll tell you, being retired, she is a very, very busy gal. Let's put it that way. So we did our 2 little bridges. Now here we are back to the space here. And again, we need 10 double crochets into the big bridge. And we're almost done with row number 5. Now, again, bear in mind, guys, as I talk about rows 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Fiber Spider pattern, I'm talking about after I finished my very center. So Fiber Spider, these rows here where you have your chains, and then we're working on round 5. That is if you're following the square day. You too, Paula. Have a great day. Um, I did more than 4 rows here in the middle, but just to follow the Fiber Spider pattern, I'm calling this row 4 and 5, just so that you're kind of in line with how he does his. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10. So 10 double crochets into the big bridge. Now, again, we've got to bring that down, single crochet, and we need 2 little bridges, chain 3 into the space, single crochet, and chain 3 into the space, single crochet. And now we are back here to the very beginning. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch into my first stitch. And, you know, I kind of am regretting how I did this. When I was doing it before, I was ending here in the middle. And I prefer to work from this middle here rather than on this edge. So we'll see how this shakes out. But um, this blanket that I'm working on for Mama Wheeler, this was my starting point. I think it is still going to work out fine. It's just I'm kind of in a different place with this one, and I don't think it's gonna be a thing. But let's just see. Okay, so now as we work our way along, I got to remember what the heck I did here. Let me find something where I can see my stitches. Oh, yes, I remember. Okay, so basically, what we do here, we had 10 double crochets into our big bridges. And we're going to do, again, 10 double crochets. We're going to do into the top of the stitches here, 1 into each of the stitches. And we have 2 back to back. So that's going to end up being like 20 double crochets as we work our way around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I'm going to start here with a standing double crochet. You could always do a chain of 3 here. So there is double crochet number 1. So we need a total of 10 of these. I'm going to work under both loops right into the top of the row below, and I'm going to do 10 double crochets. So I just move my way along, placing 1 into each stitch. Karina says, it's almost midnight here. I should try to sleep. Thank you so much. I will be making this. Get a good rest, Karina. I'm glad you've liked the live today. I do hope you make it. It is a really beautiful pattern, I think. I've really enjoyed making it. So as we are working here, this is our peacock tail starting to form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there is our 10 of this first part. Now we have to move to the second big bridge here, and we need 10 into this one. So again, 1 into each stitch. Excuse me. You're going under both loops, and we're placing a double crochet into each stitch. Almost there. Couple more. And you'll definitely want to be sure that you're counting these. So here's where I did my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's number 10. Okay, so here we are back to our little bridges. Remember the last row, we got it down to 2. Now what we need to do is we need to get it down to 1 little bridge. So again, remember we're flying up here in the air, bring it down, single crochet into the first bridge. See how that brought that fan down? Now we need another little bridge. We're going to chain 3, go into this space here, again, single crochet. So now you can see we've gotten this down. We started with 1, 2, 3. Last row, we got it down to 2. Now we're down to 1. And now I'm ready to start my next corner here. Again, we had 10 double crochets and 10 double crochets. So I'm going to need a total of 20 double crochets, 1 into each stitch as we work this corner. Westy, this pattern is called the virus blanket. I learned about this from Maggie on TikTok. She inspired me to make it. The pattern that I am following is by Fiber Spider, and there are links on the link tree. He has a 2-part tutorial. I highly encourage you to check it out. It is a beautiful pattern. Now, the difference between what I am making today and what Fiber Spider makes is his is a square blanket. I have modified the pattern and I made it into a rectangle shape. And so that is the difference of what I'm doing here this morning. Marcia said, I'm using scrap yarn to make my virus blanket. I have to stop and rest because my wrist is too sprained. Uh-oh. Make sure you're taking care of yourself there, Marcia. Okay, so here we go. Let's count these. I should have 20. I should have 10 from this one and 10 from this one. 1, 2, 3. Is that a stitch? That's not a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now here we are. Here's our 2 little bridges. So again, remember, this one's flying up here in the air. You got to bring him down. Single crochet. Chain 3. Move to the next little bridge here. Single crochet. So again, we've gone 3, 2, down to 1. And here we are working along the side now. Okay, so our corners are advancing, and along the side here, we're going to be repeating. So we're going to do 10 double crochets, and then we're going to do our little bridges here in between. Okay, so into the first stitch here, I go right under both bars. Remember, as you're looking at your stitches, this is where people get kind of tripped up. Okay, so let's talk about this. This here, this stitch, this was my single crochet. Here in the bridge, okay, this was my first double crochet. Now, if you're new to crochet, you have to remember that the top of the stitch, if you follow the legs, the post up, the top of the stitch always sits to the right. Okay, so it's not here that's our first stitch. Follow this post up, it's right here. Okay, so that's how you know where to start. And so again, we need our 10 double crochets. I'm going into each of these stitches, right under both bars, and double crochet into each one. You will have a total of 10 double crochets. And these will just start to fan out, and really, they're really starting to take shape now. I love this pattern. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. It's amazing too, the difference in the yarn textures. Okay, so now you could definitely count these. So again, here's our single crochet over here. Here was our first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so as we look at this, this is our single crochet here. So here are our two spaces, okay? Into the first space, again, this is flying up here in the air. Tack this down, single crochet. Now we need one little bridge, chain 3, into this space here, again, single crochet. So that's how they stack up. You have 3, 2, now we just did 1. Okay, now here is our big bridge. Again, look for your stitches in the big bridge. Here's the first one. Follow this one up. So my stitch is going to go right into that space there. Double crochet. We need 10 double crochets, one into each stitch. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think my yarn is like twisted up here. Hang on. I'm having some yarn resistance here. There we go. Now I've lost my count. We'll have to count these because I was trying to count, but then I got distracted. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here are our two little bridges. Again, this one's flying up in the air. Bring them down, single crochet. You want this to fan down. Okay, now we need a little bridge, chain 3, right into this space here, single crochet. Now here we are to our big bridge. Here's the first stitch right here. See how it's sitting inside the bridge? Follow that up. So there, right there is going to be where I place my first double crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there's my big bridge finished. Here's our two little bridges. Again, this one that's flying up here, bring them down, single crochet. Chain 3, little bridge, right into the next space here, single crochet. So there they are again, 1, 2, 3, 2, and now we're down to 1. Now here we are to the corner again. Remember in the corner you have 10 and 10, so we need a total of 20. This is the first stitch right here. Follow him up. Right here is going to be where I place my first stitch. So 1 double crochet into each one. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there's our first 10 of this side. Now you can see right here where it kind of divided. Here's our next stitch. So right here we need to start our next 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there is our corner, 10 and 10. And here we are to the edge of our blanket again. Now remember, I'm doing a rectangle, so this side is very short right now. As we get more, it'll kind of stack up. Now here we are flying in the air. Bring him down, single crochet, chain 3, right into this space here. Again, single crochet. There's our next little bridge. Now here we are to the corner. We're going to repeat this. Again, we have 10 and 10. Follow the legs up. Here's our first stitch. Follow this up. Right here, we need our first double crochet. 1 into each one, going under both loops. Here's number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there's our first one. Now we're ready to start our second group. So again, follow this up right here into the very first stitch. We need 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there is our corner. Can you see now how it's the little owl eyes? See the little owl eyes? This is how it's forming. There's their little owl eyes. There's the little beak. It'll get more pronounced as we go around. Um, guys, thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I think, did you all hit the goal again already? Y'all are on fire this morning. Let me set up something new here. I don't know what we did last time. Let's do, what are my choices here? Oh, let's do this one. We haven't done it in a while. Confirm, confirm. And thank you all so much for the screen taps this morning. 25,000 likes on TikTok here. I appreciate you all being here with me this morning. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. And I hope you're enjoying this little tutorial this morning. I've seen a lot of new followers popping up. I'm sorry I haven't got to say hi to each one of you individually this morning. I've been talking a lot about crochet stitches, but if you are new to my channel, my name is April, and I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. And I usually go until about 9:30, and I don't know how I'm doing on time this morning. Uh, do I still have more time here? I'm trying to get through all of the rounds of this so you guys can see the full repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10 double crochets. So anyhow, at 9:30, I hop off because then I've got to go to work. But I just enjoy coming on and chatting with my friends and talking about crochet stitches. Oh, Mrs. Tommy, good morning. Nice to see you. 26 more minutes. Okay, well I can get through this then. So here we are again. Another grouping. This is what I like to call the big bridge, a peacock tail forming. So again, follow that first stitch up. Into the first stitch, we need a double crochet. We're going to place one into each stitch, a total of 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now again, we need to tack this down, pull this down right here to this chain space, single crochet, chain 3, little bridge, and right over into this bridge, we need a single crochet. So there we have 3 little bridges, 2 little bridges, we just did 1. Now here we are back to our big bridge. We have 10 double crochets here, we need another 10. Follow that stitch up, double crochet. There's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're almost through this round. Now we have our little bridges here. Again, this guy that's flying up, bring him down, single crochet, little bridge, chain 3, and right into this space again, single crochet. Join with a slip stitch to our very first stitch. Okay, so now we're ready to start another round here. So I believe on Fiber Spider, I'm getting ready to start. Let's see, this was 4, 5, 6, round number 7, the final round for these shell shapes. So what we're making right here, we just finished this round right here. Okay. Now what we need to do is this one is going to be a little different. And the reason why is because we are getting bigger here, right? It's taller. So instead of just doing a double crochet in each one, what we're going to do is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain one. By adding that chain one space, that is what allows this to fan out and really kind of stretch the distance there. And we are done with our little bridges. So as you can see here, we had our 3, then we had 2, then we had 1. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually run these right in together. So I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. If you can't do a standing double crochet, just do a chain of 3. That's totally fine. Then I have to chain 1 into the next space here, double crochet, or not the space, the top of the stitch, chain 1. Here's our 2 bars, again, double crochet, chain 1 into the top here, under both bars, double crochet, chain 1. You see how those are getting kind of spaced out? That's what allows that to crest up and over. Okay, very important. If you miss these little chain 1s, your work will bunch up. It will be too tight. So these chain 1s are super important as you're working this round. And we're just going to work 1 double crochet into each stitch with a single crochet in between. So for right here on the corner, we're going to have a total of 20 double crochets. So I'm just going to work these all the way around, and then we'll come back and do a little count just to make sure everything is on point and accurate. Let's see. I have zero clue what's going on with TikTok today. It's a mess. Uh-oh, are they doing upgrades on TikTok? That's what usually happens. If they like are doing programming changes, then it makes the lives kind of squirrely. Anvil's having a rough day today, guys. Give Anvil and Gen X some love, our 2 moderators. These 2 ladies, what would I do without them? There's been so many questions today, and I've been doing a lot of Stitch Talk. So when I do Stitch Talk, it makes it hard on the moderators, and they do a marvelous job for us. So thank you to both Gen X and Anvil. Let me count these while you guys give them a round of applause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so there are our 20 with our chains in between. Now, we're going to skip over all this, okay? And we're immediately going to go to our first double crochet here and do another double crochet. So once you get done with that last bridge of the row below, these are going to flow right into each other. So again, double crochet, chain 1, and then into each of the double crochets, just like we did, we need a double crochet with a chain 1 in between. So on the corners here, we're going to end up with a total of 20 double crochets because again, for our owl eyes, we had 10 and 10, and that equals a total of 20 as we are working around here. Okay, so I'll come back and give these a count in. It's restricting comments and making it very difficult today. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. If it's restricting your comment, please try to rephrase it. Sometimes throwing an emoji in there will help, but sometimes it's just got a mind of its own. It sounds like today's one of those days, and it's probably not a good day for it because there's so many questions today as I'm working along. But it does seem to be winding down. A lot of people have hopped off now. Don't forget, if you missed the first part of this video or this live today, you can go back and rewatch this over on my YouTube. You'll be able to see from the very beginning where we started this. So again, here's our corner. This is how it looks finished. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so now we're ready to start on the sides. Can you see our little peacock tails forming here? Aren't they pretty? So once again, once you're done with stitch number 20 here in the corner, we're going to reach all the way over here to our first double crochet and do another double crochet right into that space. Now this had 10 stitches. So once again, we're going to do 10 double crochets, chain 1 in between. So double crochet, chain 1 right into the next, double crochet, and I'm going under both the bars. Okay, I'm not skipping any stitches. uh, Chain, double crochet, chain one, double crochet until we get a total of 10. By adding this chain in between, what that does is it allows it to stretch out and fan up and over, creating that beautiful archway that you see. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. Fabulous texture of this blanket. I really, really dig this pattern. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now again, skip over here all the way and into our first stitch, double crochet and repeat, chain one in between. Again, we need 10. So this row becomes a lot easier as you kind of are finalizing the last of the peacock tails. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to, on the next row, this is where fiber spider, excuse me, starts to repeat his row 4 and so on. So again, give these a count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip all the way over, double crochet into the first stitch. So here's the first stitch, follow the legs up, chain in between, and then again double crochet into each stitch, chain one. Don't forget your chains. If you forget your chains, this will be really kind of pinched up on you, so you definitely don't want that to happen. If you missed me making the first part, ooh, number 10. Awesome, awesome. Bloom 99. Thank you for supporting the team. I appreciate every one that sends a little heart me every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now here we are to the corner again. So remember, in the corner, here is our first double crochet. Again, we need a double crochet, skip all the way over, and this time we're going to have 10 here and 10 here, so a total of 20 with a chain one in between. So double crochet, chain one, double crochet all the way around this corner, and we'll end up with a total of 20 stitches. Hey Lynn, good morning. How are you today? Is everybody having a wonderful Wednesday? Gosh, I went outside a little bit this morning, guys, before the live. The puppy dogs are outside. They're awfully quiet out there. Makes me nervous. Like, what are they up to, you know? I've been keeping the puppy dogs outside during the live just because they've been so rambunctious lately. Little Diesel's been a handful. But maybe there's a chair out there. He likes to sleep in the chair, so he could do that. But anyhow, I went out this morning and I love this time of year. It is so, so pretty here in Alabama. All the trees are turning green, the maples. We have all the little helicopter seeds are flying off the trees. And this morning there was steam on the pond. I really love when the pond is steamy. So the atmosphere air is colder than the water. The water is warm from baking in the sun yesterday, and it was just covered with steam. Yesterday we had a blue heron out there in the pond, probably looking for frogs or tadpoles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there is our corner. Okay. Now we have one last side here to go. Let me spread this out so you guys can kind of see where we're at. It's hard to get it all on screen. This blanket does get a little curly. Okay, it's very common. As you work more rounds, this will kind of iron itself out. Okay, so don't be alarmed when you're first starting this pattern if you kind of have some curl on it. You can kind of see here how it's a little curly. Again, don't let that alarm you. That is very normal for this pattern. Let's see. My husband got me a bunch of plants, so I've been outside every evening enjoying the weather. Oh, that's so nice. I got some strawberry plants that I need to get in the ground. I bought some bare root strawberries, and I haven't planted them yet, and they're growing in the box. I need to get them in the ground. Oopsies. Hopefully they don't die on me. So here we are to another corner. Okay. So remember, in the corner we had 10 and 10. So we're going to have a total of 20. So I'm going again under both bars, both loops, double crochet and chain one in between. You need that chain one so that it'll stretch around. Yeah, isn't this Beery? This yarn is really, really pretty. If you're just coming on, this is the yarn that I'm using. Isn't it pretty? There's links for this on the link tree. This is what it looks like, though. It's by Premier, and I'm using a size I9 hook this morning, but it's beautiful yarn. As I work my way out, it'll start to transition to the darker color. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I'll be showing you guys this over the next, couple weeks as I'm working on it because obviously I can't do a whole blanket in a live, but we started this morning on the live in the rectangle shape. So this pattern, if you are just coming on, this is the virus blanket by Fiber Spider, and there are links to his YouTube tutorials. It's a two-part tutorial on my link tree, but he really does beautiful crochet work, and his tutorial, I really learned a lot from him. And that's kind of how I was able logistically to go off and make this blanket. Now, the difference between what I'm doing today and what Fiber Spider has done is Fiber Spider's blanket is square shaped. I wanted to make a rectangle shape, so I have modified the center of this, and that is what we did this morning on the live. Have a great day, Amanda. Thanks for stopping by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there's another corner with our 20. This is the yarn, Joy. If you want to do a little screenshot, there's a link on the link tree as well. This is the colorway Teal tones. Teal tones. It's a really beautiful. Right now I started in the very light color. I'm working my way out to the dark, but it's by Premier. And it's an anti-pilling. This works up really nice. It's very nice and soft. If you want to do a wearable, like for a hexagon cardigan or something like that, I highly recommend this yarn. It's a really nice yarn. Okay, so we finished our corner. Now I'm going to skip over here to our next peacock tail and start with our double crochet. So follow the first stitch up and do a double crochet. Again, chain one in between. We're going to have a total of 10 double crochets. And don't forget to, hey, Victoria, thanks for stopping by. Have a fabulous day. I appreciate you being here this morning. We have a 10-minute countdown. I want to try to make it through the next round. So I might run a little bit long today. I feel like it's important to show how the repeat works on this pattern. So I'm trying to hurry along on these double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's number 10. Now again, skip over to our next big peacock tail here and start our double crochet into the first stitch. So here's our first double crochet, chain one, into the next stitch, double crochet, chain one, and repeat. So I'm just doing this a total of 10 times on each of these little peacock tails. That's what they look like to me. I don't know if anybody else sees it like that, but that's what it is in my mind. Mo, the pattern is called the virus blanket. And it is a pattern I'm following by Fiber Spider. There is a link on the link tree. Now I'm making this in a rectangle. That might not be a stitch. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now skip over to our next. This is our last one here. So again, double crochet into the first stitch. It's kind of a stretch, but see how those come together and make this little triangle? Again, chain one, double crochet, chain one, double crochet. And so again, we should have 10 of these. And the next, this is row 7 of the Fiber Spider pattern. Okay, so basically, as you're working the Fiber Spider pattern, rows 4 through 7 are your repeats. And that is what we're working on right now. So now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to join with a slip stitch right here to the very first stitch. And I'm going to work my way into the corner before I go much further on this blanket. I just need to be up here in the corner for this in my mind to work. This may totally screw up my blanket, but at this point I'm not too worried about it. Um, I'd like to be up here in the very center of this pattern. And for whatever reason, I didn't end it or start it right in the corner. So I'm just going to add some stitches here. I'm just slip stitching my way up to the corner so I can get into the very middle of the corner. My grandma taught me that's where you needed to work from, and it's like ingrained in me. And then if I'm not in the corner, I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's number 8. Normally, you wouldn't have to do this. Okay, so we should have 10 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, one more. Okay, so now I'm in the quote corner. Okay, you can't really tell. Those won't be too visible as we go along. Okay, so now I have 10 and 10, and I'm in the corner. So now what we have to do for the pattern, if we look at our blanket here, I think I was supposed to do that. Maybe I did end here. I guess it doesn't hurt anything. You know what? I'm going to pull that back out. I'm going to pull out that slip stitch. We're going to make this work. Okay, slip stitch. Okay, so as we are starting round 4, what we have to do is we have to do this foundation chain here. And we do what's called little bridges and big bridges. So we have 3 little bridges, and then in the corner, we have 2 of the big bridges. So I think the way that I was doing this, it's been a while since I worked on this pattern. Let's see, here's our corner. So we need to skip 2. The way that I visualize this, let me get myself over here. I missed a stitch here. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so basically, we're going to skip these 2 posts. Into the middle here, we do a single crochet. Then we need a little bridge. A little bridge is a chain of 3. Then what I do is I skip 2 posts. Into the space here, I do a single crochet. And then I chain 3, another little bridge, skip 2 posts, and then single crochet in between. Chain 3, skip 2 posts, and then single crochet. So there's little bridge number 1, 2, and 3. And now here we are to the corner. And in the corner, where's my corner at here? Okay, this yarn is kind of fuzzy. It's hard to see. But here were our 2 posts. There's our single crochet, little bridge, little bridge, little bridge. So here's where I ended it. Now I'm going to do a chain of 5 for a big bridge, skip 2 post, and then do another big bridge. So yeah, it helps when you're in the corner, Bree or Beery. And I for some reason I got off of the corner, and so my mind is kind of tripped up this morning because normally I'm starting in the corner here, and so I would be like over here, and it's really got me kind of jumbled up this morning. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go with it though. So here we have a chain of 5. Again, I'm going to skip 2 posts into this space, single crochet. So there is a big bridge. This is our new owl eye. So see how this one is here? This is here. Now we need another owl eye. So we need a chain of 5. Again, skip 2 into the space right in between, single crochet. So there are our 2 owl eyes. Boy, that's a mouthful. Okay, now as we head down this into the valley here, we need our 3 little bridges. So we need a chain of 3, skip 2. Right in between, we need our single crochet. There's a little bridge. We need a total of 3 little bridges. So now we're going to chain 3. Again, I skip 2 posts. Skip this one and skip this one into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, and then I skip 2 posts and into the space, single crochet. Now, as we are moving along, we start looking for these landmarks. Do you see this triangle here where these 2 bridges came together? This is where we're going to do a big bridge. So if you see here, see how there's this triangle shape? Here was a peacock tail, here was a peacock tail. Here's the little triangle. This is where your big bridge goes for your next peacock tail. So I'm going to chain 5. I'm going to skip these 2 posts, skip these 2 posts, and then into the space right here, single crochet. So that's where my next peacock tail is going to go. Okay, now as we work up here, again, we need our 3 little bridges. So I'm going to chain 3, skip 2 posts into this space, single crochet. Chain 3, this is little bridge number 2, skip 2 posts into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 posts into the space, single crochet. So there are our 3 little bridges, 1, 2, and 3. Now here we are back to the corner. So again, our 2 allies, that tells you it's a big bridge. We need 5 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, skip 2 posts right into this space, single crochet. Now we need another 5 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, right into the space again, single crochet. So do you see how those there are stacking up here? This is our corner. Okay, now we're going to head down this slope here. As we head down, we need our 3 little bridges. So we're going to chain 3, skip 2 posts right into the space, single crochet. Little bridge number 2, chain 3, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Little bridge number 3, chain 3, again skip 2 right into the space, single crochet. Again, looking for our landmark, here's that little triangle. That tells us we need a big bridge. Big bridge, we need to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, skip 2 on this side, skip 2 on this side. And when I say skip 2, I'm not counting these stitches. I'm not counting the spaces. For me, I count how many posts I'm skipping. I'm skipping post 1, 2, 3, 4, then right into the space, single crochet. So that is where our big bridge is. It's going to be another one of these peacock tails. Now, as we go up over this mountain, we need 3 little bridges. Chain 3, skip 2 posts into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 posts into the space, single crochet. Here's number 3, chain 3, skip 2, right into the space, single crochet. Again, here's our landmark. Do you see it? There's the little triangle. That tells me I'm ready for a big bridge. Big bridge, I need 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2 posts, skip 2 posts, so a total of 4. I'm skipping all the way over here, single crochet. There's our next big bridge. Now I need to chain 3. We need 3 little bridges as we go up over the peacock tail. So here's 2 posts, skip those right into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 posts right into the space, single crochet. Here's number 3, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet into that space. Again, looking for the landmark. There it is, the little triangle. That tells us we need a big bridge. Big bridge is 5 chains. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4 posts, reach all the way over, and single crochet. There's our big bridge. That'll be a peacock tail. Do you see? Peacock tail, peacock tail. Here's our small bridges that we had. So again, as we go up over this one here, we need our 3 little bridges. Chain 3, skip 2 posts right in between, single crochet. Here's number 2, chain 3, skip 2, into the space, single crochet. And number 3, chain 3, skip 2 into the space. Again, here's our landmark. See the triangle? That tells us we need the big bridge. So we need 3, 4, 5 chains. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, reach all the way over to the other side. There is our big bridge. Okay, here we are to the corner again. So remember, as you get to the corner, we're going to need a bridge and a bridge to make our owl eyes. But in between there, before we get there, we need our 3 little bridges. So chain 3, same thing, skip 2, right into the space, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2 posts, right into the space. Here's number 3, skipping 2 into the space. Okay, now we're ready for our owl eye. See it here? Now we need a big bridge, which is 5, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2, right into the space, single crochet. So there's our first owl eye. See how it follows it up? Now we need a chain of 5 for the second eye. 3, 4, 5. Again, skip 2, right into the space, single crochet. There is our corner. And when I say it looks like an owl, you have to turn it this way. But do you see the little eyes? There's an eye, there's an eye, there's a little beak. That's what we're making, okay? So now we have to head down the mountain here, and we're going to do 3 little bridges. So we chain 3, skip 2 stitches, and single crochet into the space. Chain 3, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Here's little bridge number 3. Again, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Here's our landmark, triangle, big bridge, chain 5. Again, skipping 4, skip 2, skip 2. Over here, single crochet. There's a big bridge. That will be a peacock tail. Now, as we head up the mountain here, here is our 2 owl eyes. So keep in mind, up here, we're going to have those 2. Between here and there, we need our 3 little bridges. Chain 3, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, here's number 2, skip 2, single crochet in the space. And number 3, chain 3, skip 2, right into the space. Okay, here's an owl eye. Now we're ready for an owl eye. An owl eye is a big bridge, chain 5, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Can you see it? Now I need this one. So we got to do a chain of 5. Okay, skip 2 into the space here. Again, single crochet. There's our 2 little eyes. Now we're on the last side here. As we head up and over, we need 3 little bridges. Chain 3, skip 2 posts into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Here's number 3, skipping 2 into the space, single crochet. Here's our landmark. Again, look for the triangle. We need a bridge over this, a big bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Skip 2 on this side, 2 on this side, into the space, single crochet. There's a big bridge. That will be our next peacock tail. So just like this one, right there will be another one. Now we need 3 little bridges. Chain 3, skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Chain 3, skip 2. Here's number 2. And number 3, skipping 2. Again, there's the landmark. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, skip 2. Total of 4. Single crochet. There's going to be our next big bridge, our next peacock tail. Chain 3, 3 little bridges. Skip 2 into the space, single crochet. Here's number 2. Chain 3, skip 2, single crochet. Here is our landmark. We need a big bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, skip 2, single crochet. There's our big bridge. Almost there. Here's where we started. So again, we need our little bridges. After the big, we need 3. Here's a chain of 3. Again, skip 2, single crochet. chain 3, skip 2, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet. Now again, here is our big bridge, right? Here is our little triangle. We need to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, skip 2, and right into the space here, we need our single crochet. And then here are our little bridges. So um, basically, that is how we finish. Normally, this wouldn't be here. You would do your 3 groupings, and I'm gonna work this out so that it's over here in the corner again. But that is what we are making today. This is called the virus blanket. So that is how you begin the repeat. So let's spread this out if we can. This does get a little curly when you're first starting. It will iron itself out as you are working along. But basically, by doing this chain structure, this is Fiber Spiders row number 4. Now I'm ready to start row number 5. And you'll remember from earlier when we did row number 5, that is where we did our 10 double crochets. We did this earlier in the live. So when you get to these big bridges right here, I will put 10 double crochets into this, making it a peacock tail. Here is our 3 little bridges. So we'll continue working around just in the same fashion as we did this row here. And you will continue to stack these up and they will stagger. So the peacock tail is here. Next time our peacock tails will be here. Then it'll be back to here in the middle. So that's kind of how those will work. If you look at my big example here, this is a little harder to see because the yarn is fuzzy, but do you see how these are staggered? So here is where we just are finishing, and now we just made these holes right here for the next row of peacock tails. So that is basically what we're working with this morning. Um, guys, it is a lot of stitches. I highly encourage you all to check out Fiber Spider's pattern. The only difference between what I am doing this morning is I made this into a rectangle shape. Okay, so you can see right here, instead of a square blanket, I am making a rectangle. If you want to make this, you can follow me from the very beginning over on my YouTube. We were live both this morning on TikTok and on YouTube, and you can rewatch how I made this center and how I set up this structure to be able to change this pattern from a square to a rectangle. If you want to make a square version, that's totally fine too. Check out Fiber Spider. Here is the one that we worked on last week. Obviously, it's a lot bigger at this point. This is the blanket for Mama Wheeler. It doesn't all fit on screen. I can try to hold it up, but it's hard to see the full thing because it is so big. This yarn is very fuzzy. This is a different yarn that I'm using today. But hopefully you got an idea of how we started this blanket. That was kind of our mission today, is to figure out this rectangle shape and how to make that. So hopefully you can see that and go back and rewatch. I know I personally will be going back and rewatching it just because, shoot, I can't remember half the time what I did 2 hours ago. You know how that is? So that is today's live, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Almost 40,000 hearts over here on TikTok. Thank you guys all so much for all of the gifts and all of the screen taps today. There's been so much stitch talk. I know I missed some of your comments, but I really appreciate each one of you guys being here with me this morning. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Tomorrow is a little different. We are going to be making hook minders. I'm not crocheting tomorrow. I know it is kind of a different thing, but I need to make some for me so I can remember what the hooks are that I'm using for my projects. So a little different format tomorrow. I get it if not all of you are interested in that, but anyhow, I'll be here making myself some hook minders. So I hope everybody has a fabulous day. I'm going to hop off and go to work, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.